Memory learning will make no sense if it is not retained by a person. If you learn something and you will not remember something, then there is no meaning of learning. So it is very important to remember something, and you will only remember when there will be a memory. It is only through the capacity of memory that we are able to relate to different events and experiences, conditions, and the peoples and the objects. Memory plays a very important part or role in human life. It is a remarkable mental process and a mental system which receive the information from the external or the internal stimuli. First, it will receive the information, then it will retain the information and makes it available for the future use. Success, efficiency, and durability of learning to a great extent that depends on the memory, and memory is central to almost all the cognitive process such as imagination, perception, thinking, and problem solving. Definitions of memory according to the Woodworth: memory is the direct use of what has been learned, and according to the Stott, memory is an ideal retrieval. Retrieval is to retain the information, and according to the Guilford, memory is the retention or storage of information in any form. So we will retain and store the information. Process of memory, it includes the four process. First is the learning. Learning is the acquisition of new experiences, knowledge, and modification. Retention is preserving the learned material in the mind. Recall, to revive the past experiences in the conscious mind. Recognition, to recognize the identify the experiences. So now the types of memory, we have three types of memory on the basis of types, on the basis of stages, on the basis of process. So on the basis of types, it's a explicit or implicit memory. Explicit is also called the declarative, and this implicit is also known as the non-declarative. And on the basis of stages, it is divided into the sensory, short-term, and the long-term memory. And on the basis of process, is divided into the encoding, storage, and the retrieval. So on the basis of type, first is the explicit memory, which is also known as the declarative memory. This is the knowledge or experiences that can be consciously remembered, and example, recalling the nature of an old friend or recalling your name, ATM password, learning a phone number, etc. That is the explicit memory, when you remember consciously something. Explicit memory is of three types. First is a working memory, episodic memory, and the semantic memory. So working memory is refers to a short-term memory system, and it lasts anywhere from 2 to 18 seconds. So it is a time period, and it is mostly used for the mental calculations such as while you are dialing your number, listening a newscast, etc. Episodic memory, it refers to a long-term memory system, and it is used to recall the past events such as a movie you saw the last week, and the name of the college days, book your teacher recommended, etc. Semantic memory, it refers to our knowledge of facts or the concept about the world, and it mainly deals with the general knowledge about the situation and the skills. For example, 2 plus 2 is the 4, and the Shimla is the capital of Himachal Pradesh. When you remember the facts or the concept, that is a semantic memory. Second is the implicit memory, which is also known as the non-declarative memory. It refers to the knowledge that we cannot consciously access. It involves no effort, and it is used intentionally, and it remains relatively stable with the normal aging. Implicit memory is of three types: procedural, classical conditioning, and priming. Procedural is, it is referred to our often unexplainable knowledge of how to do the things. It allows us to perform the complex task. It enables us to know how to do the skill. That is a procedural. Example, when we walk from one place to the another, speak to another person in English, playing a video game, etc. Classical conditioning effect, here we learn often without effort or awareness to associate the neutral stimuli with another stimulus. Priming refers to the changes in behavior as a result of experiences that have been happened frequently or recently. It refers to both activation of knowledge and to the influence of that activation of on one behavior. For example, Himachal and Kinnaur. Now on the basis of stages. On the basis of stages, it is divided into three types: sensory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Sensory is duration is like half second, because it's iconic less than 1 second. Short term memory is 20 seconds or less than 1 minute, and long term memory is for the lifetime. Capacity sensory is a very large capacity, short having a very 1 plus 2 capacity, and it's an unlimited capacity. Forgetting, it's like trace decay, and it's like decay displacement and decay cells. And the last is on the basis of process like encoding, storage, and retrieval. So encoding is the process by which the we place the things that we experience into the memory unless information is encoded and it cannot be remembered. And storage is storing the encoded information, and retrieval like reactivating information that has been stored in the memory. Now, what are the strategies to develop the memory or minimize the forgetting? Good mental and physical health. If you have a good mental and better health, then it lead to better learning and better understanding. Organization. While preparing for learning, a learner needs to organize the material in some form. Strong willpower and determination of a learner enhance interest and motivation towards learning. Concentration by focusing attention on the material. Learning by doing, learning by activity, some experiments, role play, etc. Minimize interference, attention and interest, deep processing, linking the new knowledge with the past experiences, retention, practice and material, developing the positive attitude towards learning, meaningful, organized and subject matter. So this is the memory.